Yeah, who knows what's gonna come out.
So tell us about your part in this show. About what drew you to it.
Well, I play a character named Emma Wilson, and she's an archaeology student on a dig in Jerusalem. It's all kind of a dream come true. It's this dig is led by the amazing Richard E. Grant, who he plays a sort of legendary archaeologist, and so she's in a bit of a dream scenario, and she meets. Oh, someone's being funny. It's probably David. She meets Jason, and they basically have an adventure throughout Jerusalem, and develop a really unique and special relationship. And then she, in her digging and her curiosity, gets a bit in over her head. So, yeah.
Did you spend any time at an archaeological dig or doing any work yourself as research?
I did spend. We actually did shoot in some archaeological sites, which was incredible. And I read a lot about archaeology and tried to understand sort of the history and the process. And it's a fascinating world. And it's one of the greatest things about being an actor is you get to explore a completely different world than your own, and I feel like I'm still just learning the very tip of it, because obviously it's a huge subject, but being in Jerusalem makes you feel so much closer to history. You know, if that makes any sense. Growing up in LA, we don't really have history. I mean, we have some, and ours is great for what it is, but you know, it's a bit of a different scene.
With the story, how much have they told you, so you know where you're at the beginning, but they're not telling you the ending?
Maybe no, and that's really, it's interesting, and I think really amazing. It makes you have to trust the creators, and like I had to really put my faith in SJ. That I was giving what's needed in order to push the story forward. You kind of have to just give up control a bit and allow things to happen. And luckily, SJ has such a brilliant way of communicating things, so I was able to just follow her lead. And then working with Jason as well, you just kind of like allow yourself to be swept up in the story and let it unfold naturally.
What was it about this project that you were like, I need to be involved in this?
Well, I read the script and I could see it. I could see it so clearly. I could see this world. I could almost taste it. You know, the sights, the smells, the adventure of it, and when I read Emma, I just thought that she's so brave. She's a brave person, and curious, and not afraid to be enthusiastic, which I find really rare and beautiful in this day and age when it's like so much cooler to just be over everything. And Emma's unabashedly in love with history, and I don't know. It's one of those things. You just read something, and if you had told me about it, I don't know if I would have said yes or no. You know, it is this material. It's this script. It's this character. I just felt it, and then I was terrified when I went into the audition because I was so in love with it already that I was like shaking when I walked in, and I was like, "Don't be in love with it. It's fine. Like it's just an audition. Like you're probably not gonna get it." Da, da, da. But like I couldn't stop my heart racing, and luckily I got it because I don't know what I would have done otherwise. It was really a wreck.
What's been the most fun part about being on set?
You know, I think that there's two sides, and it's hard to differentiate them because on the one hand, I've just fallen in love with acting. This is new for me, and fallen in love with living in another world and exploring that, and being on set, and you know, it was a great crew, and I've made lasting friendships, and then and just also the experience of being somewhere so far from home, and yet you're doing that with a group of people who are also far from home, and so you just get this great camaraderie, and I guess it's all the same thing. I guess it's not really two-sided. It's just the whole experience was brilliant.
Archaeology is particularly dangerous for women, as recent news shows. Is there any sense of that in the pilot?
Danger.
Well,
yes.
but as a woman are particularly in peril as archaeologists.
I think so, but I also think that there's this courage that Emma has, which is that her love for it pushes her past her fear, so she doesn't really feel the fear. She's too absorbed in the discovery and the unearthing. It's not. She lives in Jerusalem. She walks around by herself. She's very comfortable in the city. So I think she's just gone past it. I think when you're in a situation which might make you feel threatened, you can either kind of hide and bow into it, or you can stand up taller and be more brave. And that's what she's chosen. So I felt like more brave by being her rather than less.
What aspects of Emma's personality did you find the easiest to relate to, and what were the most difficult to connect with?
I think her enthusiasm and her joy and her the sense of magic, being magicked by the city and by Israel in general, that was very easy. I think also weirdly easy was like running through the tunnels. Her agility and her fearlessness was weird because I'm super clumsy in real life, and yet as her it was like super easy to do that. I think harder is just allowing there to be mystery there and not apologizing for it. Like I always want to quickly, if there's a sort of a strange moment in real life, I really quickly will try to deflect and say something embarrassing to make everybody laugh and get past it. But Emma allows that to live on, and that I think was challenging for me, just to not apologize constantly.
What were some of the most exciting sights that you saw in Jerusalem?
I mean, it was amazing to see the Western Wall and to see the markets were just. It's kind of impossible to describe, but it's just like it's a full oral assault. You're just like sight, smells, people yelling at you. There's like all fabrics and spices, and you're just kind of in this constant of like madness and wonder, and it's all really different than anything you experience elsewhere. So that was great, and I think it's the small things. I mean, it's like obviously going to the big landmarks are incredible, but there's a moment we were staying in a hotel and we were looking out over just over the walls of Jerusalem, and the light caught the stone, and the stone glowed gold, and the sky was so blue, and there were birds singing, and there was just this like thick quiet, and it was breathtaking. I'll never forget that.
What was it like the first time you met Jason Isaacs?
It was great. He's just very charming and funny, and he's very easy to be around. So it was great. I was intimidated, so I think I was really quiet, which is my default. Just be silent until you know what you're doing.
When did you start in Albuquerque that you had to move there?
I'm not sure. We're not pushing too far. I think they're trying to get everything sorted really quickly so we can go ahead and resume our schedule.
Did you know when you left Israel that were you leaving because you knew it was moving, or?
it wasn't in the state that it is now when I left. I think none of us had any idea. It's really strange. When I got back home, it was a planned hiatus. So when I got back home, then that's when everything started to really change. It was within days though. So it was, heavy.
Not in a way because you didn't get to say goodbye.
Yeah, because I was fully planning on going back, and I will go back. I have friends there that I've made from the crew, and I will go back. It's just, a matter of when.
I'm guessing this is your. Oh,
Sorry, last question now.
oh no. Well, I'm assuming this is your first Comic-Con.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you overwhelmed yet, or do we need to work on that?
Yeah, I think everybody's been really nice so far, and I think I'm so prepared for it to be totally overwhelming that I actually feel kind of calm. I have no idea, but I haven't been in it yet. I'm really excited though. It's like fantastic people watching. I'm really just want to get in there and see all the costumes and madness. Yeah. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.